Welcome to the Sheffield Sunday Bill sees it meeting. This is a main share meeting, and today it's with a lot of gratitude, a lot of pleasure to introduce Devaldis, who's come to share for about 40 minutes, after which we'll open up for sharing, or if you want to ask Devaldis a question. And with that, Devaldis, thank you so much for coming. It's over to you, brother.
Hey, y'all, Devaldis alcoholic. Can y'all hear me? Hey, y'all, Devaldis alcoholic. Grateful to be here. Grateful to be sober. Um, Thank you, Young. Thank you, Young. You don't know how much your service, your walk inspires me. So I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you being a trusted servant and a fellow treasurer. Right. So I come in here to not to be a speaker. I come in here to carry a message. I come in here to be a message carrier of this way of life, right? Like, and it took me it was a long, tedious process to get to today, right? And I'm gonna say today because, like, so I stay in the now, right? Like, so let me do some clearing up, man. I got a God-given separation date, sobriety date, a reborn date of November 28, 2018. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Didn't know what that date brought about, what it was going to bring about. Didn't understand that everything that I went through, everything, all the pain that I suffered, all the things that I did to myself was going to place me in my assignment. Right. My assignment is to carry a message and be somebody's, try to be somebody's experience, strength, and hope. Right. Because this thing worked. And I found out that this reading, Young, you asked me to get a reading, and it was like 2 minutes later, right? You was like, damn, that was fast. And I just opened the book, and I sent you a picture, and this is what it came up to. In God's economy, nothing is wasted. I have a sponsor who has a sponsor, and I take men through the book when they allow me. I'm going to say that again, when they allow me, when they willing, and I can't want it more than anybody else. So anybody new. I think her name was Kez, new, first meeting. Welcome. Welcome. We welcome you here, our house of all to you, and we welcome you to this new way of life. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Right, like this is the greatest show on earth. Anytime I make a mess of my life and I burn my life to the ground and y'all say, keep coming back, that's a show. That's a show not to be missed. I want to see what this is going to bring about. And it took me a long time to get from a place of hopelessness and desperation, a place of defeatedness, to a place of serenity, peace, love, joy. I ain't even know this stuff was in me, but I had to do some things in order to get here. Right. So I'm going to start with step 2. Step 2 showed up long before I admitted I was powerless. It's called grace. Because I could have been dead. I could have been dead. I said, a lot of people say I should have been dead, but if I should have been dead, I'd be dead. I could have been dead. All the things that I placed myself, the positions I placed myself in order to get one more. In order to get another bag, another bottle, all the things all the chaos and a shotgun to the back of my head in prison. I've been to prison twice, and I seen people manhood get taken, and I was never touched. Grace. Thank God for grace and mercy. So, let me get a quiet time so the God of my understanding can come in and the Devaldis can have a seat in the trunk. God, I thank you for everything you've given me. I thank you for everything you've taken from me, because I don't believe that you brought me this far to leave me. So I thank you for everything you've left me. That will not mine be done. So I needed everything that I came up in here with, all the pain, every time, all the countless vain attempts. If you want to hear, I'm not a big book thumper, right? Like I'm not a book report dude. I'm a mathematician. So if you want to hear a story about a big book, the big book, go read the big book. I'm an experience thumper. I'm a God thumper. So if you got a problem with God and you got a problem with the word God, guess what? You're in the wrong place. Because I'm going to talk about my creator. And I'm not ashamed to talk about my creator, how God makes everything that I go through prepare me for everything that I go through. So everything that I experience prepares me for everything that I experience. My experience, and I can't have my experience until I experience my experience with the big book. I need the big book. The big book leads me to the power, right? You people, I came around here and I ain't like y'all. I ain't like y'all because y'all was laughing, joking, smiling, right? All these, like y'all hugging on people and y'all, I ain't want that. That's foreign to me, right? Love is foreign to me, but I thought I knew what love was, but I was in love with the idea of being in love for a long time. And I ain't know what love was until I came around the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous and y'all loved me back to life. But when I was out there, I was living to die. I was living to die, and I come around here and I die to self to live. So I die to live today. I gotta die to live. My old ideas, my old plans, my old ways, all these things don't work. I was in prayer, quiet. I don't do quiet prayer and meditation. I talk to God. Prayer for me is talking to God, and meditation is listening for God. And in my meditation, I do meditation through song, right? And in this song, I was listening to a song, and it said, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." I'm going to say that again. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It's going to form. Something going to happen. Pain going to happen. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Something going to happen. So we come around here, but guess what? It won't last. It won't last because I got a God. I got a God walk. I come around here and I try to build a relationship with God without God, because I'm resting on my laurels and I'm basing my life on self, and I got it from here. And God, you taking too long. I got that's my story. I'm self-will run riot, right? Well, but I thank God for the self-will. We don't know how much self-will and all these pains and restless, irritable, discontent really means. I needed restless, irritable, discontent when I came around here. Right? Because if I wasn't restless, if I was content with everything and I wasn't irritable with y'all and everybody else, I probably wouldn't be here. So I needed all that. I needed that state of desperation in order to get here. I needed to be broken in order to get here. In order to stay here, I got something other than that, right? I get a place of serenity. I get a foundation for living, right? Like, and in this foundation for living, like I said, I needed this self-will because self-will drives me away from God. And when I get away from God, I'm all over the place and I get a lot of pain. And then that pain makes me willing to invite God in. This is a invite God in process. This is a come as you are process. And we accept you exactly as you are. Broken, defeated, hopeless. Gradually, things got working, and I thought I can do it again, and I suffer from that, and I suffer from the pains of holding on. Right? I want to hold on because maybe, just maybe, this time it's gonna work. That's what I suffer from. I try it again and again. I'm a repeat offender. I'm a figure-outerer. But look, anybody new, you ain't even got to figure this thing out. It's already laid out. Follow the plan outlined in the book. That's all I got to do. Do what we do, and you'll get what we get, right? Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, what we do, we try to carry a message. And that's what I do. I try to carry a message. So in this message of in God's economy, nothing is wasted. Through failure, we learn a lesson in humility. I'm humbled by the terrific beating. The 12 says, the 12 and 12 said, I'm humbled by the terrific beating administered by alcohol. Alcohol beat me to a state of surrender. It beat me to a state of willing. It beat me to a state of I don't want no more, right? It beats me. And when I get beaten and broken and that's when the grace of God comes in. Because I'm open. It makes me open. This pain makes me open and willing to do this thing. And I don't know what it's going to look like when I come around here. So just for the record, we all up in here auditioning. We auditioning for life on life terms. Right? I'm in the auditioning stage of my life. Right? And then when life shows up, I'm on the stage. How am I showing up? What am I doing? How am I creating this closer relationship through everything that's happening? How am I building this relationship and trusting and relying? I came in here full of fear. I was full of fear. I ain't scared. And I used to say stuff like, I ain't scared of nobody. I ain't scared of nothing. But I was a scared little boy. Right? I was a scared little boy, and I ain't even know it. As a result of these steps and bringing God in, God expels the fear. Right? God expels the fear. So today, it ain't about it's about a drink, but it ain't about a drink. The drinking ain't my solution today. It's these character defects that crop up that bring me my pain. Right? I'm a walking defect looking for my character. Right? Like I'm looking for me. I'm looking for my true, authentic self. And I can't find it until I go through the work and I do the work and I get rid of all these things that's blocking me from God. And then I show back up. Ego. Right? My ego shows back up. And then I'm humbled by the terrific beating administered by my character defect. It beats me to a state of surrender. It beats me to a state of I don't want no more. And I let it go. I become entirely ready. Step 6. I become entirely ready for God to remove it. So I come to believe in the hopelessness and the futility of life as I was living it, the way I show up, the way I do things, the way I look at life. This is a process of turning my eyeballs inside and start looking at self. Right? I start looking at me. I'm the problem, not y'all. Before a long time, I pointed the finger and y'all was my damn problem. Everybody outside of me was my problem. And then everything outside of me became my solution. Right? Because I'm looking for something to fill this damn void. So I tried every imaginable remedy. I tried relationship recovery. Yeah, once I get the right girl, she gonna fix me. I'm gonna feel better. I'm gonna feel whole. I'm gonna feel, right? I tried these things. And it failed when she left me. Be careful what you attach your peace to. Because when they leave, it's going to take their peace with you. Right? It's going to take that peace from you. So my peace is attached to a power greater than myself. I've tried employment recovery. Once I get the right job, I know it's not enough money, right? Because I'm living from the outside. I'm looking for something on the outside to fix this inside, this internal spiritual malady that I suffer from. But I found out the hard way. These things can't fix me. The girl, the car, the clothes, the things can't fix me. When I straighten out spiritually, when the spiritual malady, I got a spiritual problem, right? Look, I had to find my exodus. I'm going to say that again. I had to find my exodus. Y'all might not know what an exodus is. It's a mass departure. from the way I used to be. Alcoholics Anonymous is my exodus. I come around here and I gather information, and not just gather the information, because information without application leads no transformation. I'll be the same person doing the same thing, expecting different results. But once I apply, cooperate, participate in this way of life, I apply these things that I hear. I apply these things that I read. I apply these things that I don't think that's gonna work, right? Alcoholics Anonymous don't look like it's supposed to work, y'all. This don't look like we come into a meeting, we open a meeting with the Serenity player, and throughout the meeting we talk about everything and drink about nothing, and then we close the meeting with the Lord's Prayer. How the hell that's gonna help me? That's my thinking when I come around. That stuff don't work. But it's more to it. It's more to it, right? Like, I got to do the work. I make means till means make sense, and when means make sense, I make means. I make the damn meetings. Don't let nobody come around here and tell you mean makers don't make it. Make the goddamn meeting. How I get connected if I don't make the meetings? How I get a sponsor? How I get connected to this worldwide fellowship if I don't make the meetings? So make the meetings. But when you get enough pain, when the pain of holding on becomes greater than the fear of change, I will surely let go. Put the coal down. Drop the coal. That's when the healing begins. And God turns my mess into a message. Right? God turns my look, I got a God of my understanding that turns my pain into a purpose. I'm going to let that sit right there. I don't know what my purpose going to be when I come around here. When I came around here, I couldn't string two words together. I thought there was nothing in me. I suffered from low self-esteem, low self-worth, and I walked around with my self-esteem underneath my shoe, and I'm not good enough. Anybody suffer from that? I suffer from anxious apartness. I'm going to be in a room full of people, and I feel all alone. I don't got to live like that no more. Young, you said something. When you said, I got to do this by myself. No, you don't. We up in here. We all we got. CMB. Y'all know, if you know, you know. But we all we got. We get connected. I stay connected so I be protected, so I won't get infected from my unexpected thinking. My thinking will lead me to the liquor store. My thinking will lead me to the crate. I don't want to live there no more. I don't want my old life back. God gave me a new life. God gave me a new understanding, a new beginning, some new ideas, a new way to walk, a new way of wearing my hair. Right? I'm free today, y'all. As long as I'm connected. And when I show back up, that's when the pain comes. Right? So, present day, right? Like I said, I share my experience, and I share in a general way, but I'm gonna get real. I'm gonna do a fifth step with y'all, right? And I'm gonna talk about everything, because pain shared is pain lesson, right? I'm going through right now because this is the month that my mother passed away 2 years ago, and I'm grieving, and I'm wondering why I'm crying all the time, and I wake up crying, and I wake up feeling low, and I wake up feeling less than, and why is this happening to me? And it's been going on for like a week, and I've been wondering what the hell is wrong with me. And that's my story. That's my narrative. Something wrong with you, bro. That's my narrative. I lived that way for a long time. So my dad just passed away in October, right? And I've been taking care of business. My parents put me over everything, and I got two brothers, one in life, one that's 10 years sober without a program. Right? Without a program. And I had to sacrifice it. Well, I'm gonna take that back. I got to sacrifice. I got to quit my job to take care of my parents. They didn't show up. right? They wasn't there. I was there in the trenches, taking my mother and my dad, taking my mother to the hospital before she passed away. Look, I had some experiences up here that I've never experienced in my life. I never seen. My household was chaotic. All it was arguments and fussing and fighting. And I never seen my parents touch, love, hug, kiss, nothing until my mother got sick January of 2 years ago. And every time I took my dad to the hospital, my dad had a stroke and I had to wheel him in. I got to wheel him in. I'm going to take that back. I got to wheel him in. It wasn't a job for me. It was something that I knew God created me for, my assignment. God got me sober for that assignment at that time. I took my dad to the hospital the first time. Like I said, I'd never seen him interact in love and consideration and compassion. I never seen that. I was 46 at the time, and I never experienced it. I took my dad to the hospital, rolled him up to my mother's bed, and my mother said, "I love you." And my dad said, "I love you back." And they held hands. I would have missed this, y'all. God loved me so much, he made me an alcoholic. I would have missed that process, y'all. This experience that I have is mind-blowing because I invite God in. The pain that I went through, restless, irritable, and discontent before I got up in here, and I stay up in here, and I find that I needed the restless, irritable, and discontent in order to get a seat. I needed the restless, irritable, and discontent to surrender. I needed the restless, irritable, and discontent in order to become willing. I needed it. We put more hate on restless, irritable, or discontent, but that's where the transformation starts. When I'm restless, irritable, or discontent, that's my barometer. When I came in here, I was separated from God. I needed the restless, irritable, or discontent to get connected to God. Something other than self, something other than me. Remove me out the damn way so I can carry out my assignment. I'm in the goddamn way. So when I come around here and I stay sober for a while and selfishness and self-centered, I've been living in self-will for 48 years. I've been practicing not living in self-will for a little bit over 6 years. Right? And restless, irritable, and discontent crops back up. Why is that? That's my barometer. That's going to let me know where my walk is with God. That's going to let me know how I'm disconnected from my creator. That's going to let me know how I'm separating myself and isolating myself from y'all. Something happens as a result of them 3 words. I get enough pain, right? God allows me this pain to drop, enough pain to drop down on my knees and cry out for some help, and he send me back to the solution. 2 years ago, it was like last year this time, and I was in something, right? And I'm gonna get brutal. Like I told y'all, I talk about my experiences, and I was in a relationship, but I wasn't in a relationship, right? We separated, right? And along comes the spider. Just say that. I'm gonna just say it like that. Along comes the fire. In the separation, I meet somebody, right? And we talking and we getting along, and I go see her, and my ex comes back along, right? And she finds out we're not together, y'all. I let other people's narrative make mine my narrative. We still wasn't together, y'all. We still not together, right? Like this how this thing go, right? I put somebody else's narrative and make it true because you going around telling everybody that we was together, but we wasn't. So I'm looking like I feel like I'm a fake, a fraud, a phony, right? around Alcoholics Anonymous. The word is out. I want to give up on the program. I want to let go of this spiritual kit of tools laid at my feet. But thank God for effective sponsorship. My sponsor already knew where I was headed. I wanted to run. I wanted to hide. I wanted to hide my face because of what y'all think about me. I talk about this stuff because I ain't scared of y'all. Huh? I ain't scared of y'all. This thing is about freeing myself, right? I do the work. When I get enough pain, I change. I do something different. I change my perspective. I change my reaction to life. That's how this thing works. So moving back to the story, I get quote unquote caught up, right? Like in my meditation, it came over me. Damn, we wasn't even together. But she told everybody that we was together, right? And the other person was in something too. So what you doing, telling my business when you got something you ain't told your dude, right? Like it's a whole domino effect when I'm causing harm, when I'm living in self, when I want my own way, when I want you to do things the way I want you to do things, and I get enough pain. And now, today, I'm a single black man, right? And I ain't got to cater to nobody BS no more. I get to set boundaries, y'all. I get to not let you pick me up and put me down at your dispense, right? I get to stand in my truth. I get to remove myself from those things that's blocking me, because if I stay in it, if I stand in it, I go back to a place of looking for something else on the outside, right? We did not always come closer to wisdom by reason of our virtues. My moral, me thinking I'm trying to do everything perfectly. It don't come by that way. I get humbled into this way of life through my pain. I'm grateful for pain, y'all. I'm grateful for the admitting complete defeat, right? That I needed to do that. Because when I do, it unctions the power in, y'all. So I admit complete defeat. I come to believe, right? Something out there, something other than me. I got to get rid of my thinking. I get a new set of ideas, right? And as soon as I let go of prejudice, as soon as I let go of my old way of thinking, I get endued with a new sense of power, direction. I get a new way to walk, y'all. I'm walking this walk with y'all. And sometimes it don't feel good. When I'm doing a fourth step, it don't feel good. Anybody stuck on your fourth step, it's not supposed to feel good. I'm bringing up stuff that I was going to take to my grave. I'm bringing up stuff that's been buried in me for years. I'm bringing up stuff that I'm reliving. But the freedom comes in the fifth step. Huh? The freedom comes in the fifth step. It gives me a degree of humility. It gives me a closer relationship with God, because God knows what I did, but I need to admit to him. And then I need to admit to myself, and as an admission to myself, I know what I suffer from. I know what I got. I'm grateful for the first 172 pages of Alcoholics Anonymous. Yeah, I said it. Because if I leave out the doctor's opinion, I don't know what I'm suffering from. I don't know what I'm dealing with. I don't know what's ailing me and blocking me. I don't know that I got this physical, mental, and emotional constipation. I don't know. I got this stuff, y'all. Without the doctor's opinion, I'm a baffled lot. I'm searching and looking and trying to find. Well, then I read the doctor's opinion and a light bulb comes on. Oh, that's what's wrong with me. Right? So I go through the work, man, and I continue to do the work and in this assignment, I've gone through a lot of pain. I've gone through a lot of suffering. I've gone through a lot of losses. 2023, I lost my mother. My dad had a stroke. I had to quit my job. I lost my favorite auntie. I lost my uncle. I took my dad to my uncle's funeral, and he had another stroke. Right? Girlfriend say, I don't want you no more. Right? Then my sponsor, I tell my sponsor, give me some time. I need some time. He said, I can't sponsor you no more. You aren't sponsorable. I told y'all, God turns my mess into a message. That's the message. When I'm down to nothing, God is up to something. When I'm left with nothing, God is all I need, right? And God places me strategically, places people in my path, and I wouldn't have had the sponsor that I have today who talks louder than my thinking. He gives me a solution, right? When I'm into self, he gets me out of self. He allows me to be just who I am, a human being and a human doing. He don't judge. He don't criticize. He don't critique. He gives me, he don't talk to me in big book language, y'all. That's what I love about him. He don't talk to me in big language. He gives me his experience, strength, and hope. What he used to be like, what happened, and what he's like now. His experience of going through, getting through, and growing through. So these pains that I suffer from, it said our better understanding is often rooted in the pains of our former follies. My mess up. Every time I mess up, I need to mess up, make mistakes. I don't get it the first time. I might not even get it the second time. I might do something over and over. But once I get the lesson, I'm okay. I'm back in right relationship with my creator. Right? So I find that it's not in the falling down. It's in the falling down that I get the lesson, but it's in the getting back up that I get the blessing, that I'm able to carry a message through my pains. Pain shared is pain lesson. Right? I get to talk about this stuff and I get to get free. So everything that I'm experiencing prepares me for everything that I experience. Right? So we don't go through nothing without a test, and a test. We get tested, and God placing sponsees in my life just like me. Huh? Because I've been there. I've been there, done that. He not going to put nobody in my life that's the opposite. He going to put somebody in my life that's just like me, rebellious, know it all. Think I know better than my sponsor. That's what he gonna put. He gonna put my the sponsors in my life that's in a state of denial, thinking they can do it again and again and again. And what I get to show them? Love, tolerance, understand. I get to show my sponsor, and I don't do it perfectly the first time. One of my sponsors, he snapped on me, y'all. He went crazy on me. What I do? I went crazy on his ass too. Right? Like, cause I ain't know no better. I ain't know how to handle it. I never experienced it. This is my truth, y'all. Cause I ain't scared of y'all. This is my truth. I went crazy on him. I Incredible Hulk to him. Right? And then I called my sponsor. My sponsor said, maybe you need to give him some room. And maybe you not the voice that he hears. Maybe he need a different voice. So I give him some room. I'm grateful for this way of life. I'm grateful for the understanding, the coming to believe, and I'm grateful for the God of my misunderstanding that I had when I came up in here, because I misunderstood. God, I had a genie in the bottle. God, I had an if, when, and then. God, I had a God, if you will do this, that's when I'll. That's the type of God I is transactional. Right? I come in here and y'all tell me to get a God of my understanding, right? Like, and I did that, and I got this God, and it keeps growing and growing and growing, right? And I find that I got a God that I understand today. You naysayers, that how do you understand God? He's a spiritual entity, right? Like he's a spiritual entity. Look, I don't know when he gonna do it. I don't know how he gonna do it, but guess what, y'all? God gonna do it if I trust and rely. If I believe in a power greater than myself, that will the main object of this book is to get me to a power greater than myself that will solve my problems. So yes, God gonna solve my problems. All I do is gotta show up. I keep showing up, y'all, and God keeps on knocking it out the park. Right? Everything. Anything that's come down the pipeline. God teach me how to drive over these potholes, these speed bumps of life. Because they coming. But if I'm grounded in the power, right? Because this has been an essence of our individual experience. It is also the essence of our experience as a fellowship. Come all the way in. Experience what we experience. Right? The pain that you going through is not gonna go wasted. I'm evidence of it. And everybody on here that's had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps is evidence of it. It's not they pain is not wasted. If you're carrying a message, if you're trying to give away what was so freely given to me, I give it away in order to keep it, and I also give it away in order to get more. I want more of this. I want more of God. I want more fellowship. I'm a conference maker. I go to conferences. I make conferences, and I get connected a little bit more. So anybody knew? Think her name was I can't think of her name. Kez. First day out of treatment facility. Come all the way in. Sit all the way down. Glue your butt to the seat. Do some eye hustling and some ear hustling, and apply these principles, and all your affairs of your life will change. If that's a huge 2-letter word. If you want what we have, if you're willing to go to any length, if you do the work, if you lay aside everything that you think you know, your life will change. I'm evidence. So my soapbox now, y'all. The big book don't get me sober. The big book didn't get me sober, right? I ain't coming here with a big book. I ain't coming here with knowledge of the big book. Knowledge of the big book don't keep me sober. I can have all the knowledge of the big book and quote and paraphrase and page number, and that don't keep me sober. It leads me to the power that keeps me sober, right? I can come up in here and get a worldwide fellowship. That don't keep me sober. The fellowship leads me to the power that keeps me sober. These are all resources. No human power can I relieve my alcoholism. The big book is a human power. The fellowship is a human power. But I need it. All these things are resources that lead me to the source. Y'all lead me to the source. God cleans me up, washes me up, sends me back to y'all, and I become a resource to lead others through this path. I've been uncovering, discovering, and discarding for 6 years, y'all, and it ain't been easy. So I find that I got some people in my life. I got a tribe. I got my soul friend. She always said, I got my soul friend that I reach out to, right? I got some other members that I reach out to, and I stay in the center of this herd because I don't want to feel what I used to feel. I'm real grateful for this process. I do a gratitude list, y'all. I do a gratitude list most days. I'm not going to come around here and make it seem like I'm doing an 11 step every day and I'm on the beam and that ain't me. That ain't my story. I'm real honest about it. I do a gratitude list most days. Well, what I do every single day, I got a prayer life. I get connected to this power. I bring God in. This is a bring God in type of process, right? This is a look at God. I'm a look at God type of dude. Right? God is done for me. Page 191, and I'm only paraphrasing. I'm only quoting this because I applied it in my life. Right? Page 191. Bill was talking to Bill Dossman, and he says, the Lord has been so gracious to me, curing me of this incurable, relieving me of this incurable disease that I just want to keep telling people about it. That's my lot in life. I just want to keep on telling people about this process. It's my lot. It's God's plan. I didn't see this coming. I didn't want all this. I didn't want to be sitting here on a Sunday morning when I could be driving. This dude about to hit my truck and I'm sitting still and I could be, look, like I ain't want all this stuff. But I'm grateful for it. I receive it with joy, right? I receive this thing with joy. This is the joy of living. And I'm living a life beyond my wildest dreams. And I don't, it sounds cliche-ish, but damn, I'm living a really good life. I got a phone call last night. My daughter's missing me. My daughter's missing me. And Daddy, when you coming home? I forgot to tell y'all a part of the story about my brother and him getting thousands of dollars from my dad's insurance and didn't show up and resentment cropping back up and what's the thing behind the thing? The thing behind the thing, dude, you touched me when I was the show. It cropped back up. It showed back up. What do I do with that? I write about it. I get free of it. Right? When these things crop up, we ask God at once to remove it. I continue this process of getting rid of me, dying to self, letting go of everything I think I know, and I get free. I'm a free alcoholic today. With that, I keep coming back. Thanks for allowing me to be of service. Thanks for allowing me to be authentically, unapologetically Devaldis today. With that, I'm going to stick and stay. Love y'all.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, brother. You know, I've got so much love. How can we not shout about this? How can we not shout about the miracle that has been presented to us? And I'm taking this one, Devaldis, pain into purpose. Pain into purpose. This is what happens. This transformation, our mess, the transformation of our mess becomes the message, doesn't it? Becomes the message. And what a powerful message that you have always, brother, always. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to open up for sharing. Thank you, Devaldis. Everyone, let's do 2 minutes, 2 minutes each. When your time's up, the noise will come up, and please bring your share to a close. And first up, we've got Jananda. I hope I pronounced that right. I've asked you to unmute. Please come in.
Good morning, everybody, from here in Chicago. Janeda, grateful recovering alcoholic. Thank you so much for your service. Congratulations to anybody celebrating anything. Thank you so much, my soul friend. I had to raise my hand and say something about that grief and those boundaries that you talked about. And thank you for your service and your message of hope, hearing other people's experiences, helping other people excel. With that grief, I came in here and I grieved alcohol first. Like I was like, oh my God, like I can't drink, I can't not drink. Like I was angry, I was mad. Like how come I can't drink like my friends? I just couldn't figure it out. And guess what? I was right where I needed to be because the fellowship loved on me. When I was feeling those feelings of anger and I don't fit in and all that stuff, the fellowship said to come on in here and sit down and get a God of your understanding. You talked about that God could and would if he was sought. And what y'all told me to do was you're going to have feelings and that's okay, but it's how you react to your feelings today. See that going through these steps and getting down to some causes and conditions and some understanding made me understand that I had a higher power that could relieve me of my obsession to drink. And with that, it brought out some character defects in me, but it taught me today how to grieve. My husband died of this disease on March 1st of 2021, pancreatitis, direct disease of alcoholism, and he wasn't an alcoholic. It was his anger. It was his PTSD. He grew up in the streets. It was this, it was that. And just the other day, I was listening to a song and I thought about him and I didn't even understand like why, same thing, like why am I feeling like this? And I was filling out the calendar with my to-dos for the month, and I realized that February 27th is his birthday. He'd have been 48 years old this year. 48. See, we don't always get to come back. We don't always get a choice. We don't all get chosen. So when I hear the call of God calling out, I'm going to raise my hand. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say thank you because maybe, just maybe, God can use me to help somebody else to know that you can too stay sober one day at a time. I don't allow people to use me. I set boundaries. God gave me boundaries too that I need to stay in so that I can have that peace and joy of another day. Thank you for allowing me to share. I'm going to stick a step.
Lovely.